I'll listen to that today. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Welcome back. This is the second installment. It is morning. Just getting ready to start my day. Got my coffee. Here's to you, reseller party people. Let's go sell some shit. Yeah, let's go.
1, 2.
Okay, so we're back in my eBay room / office. And it just dawned on me, I didn't even tell you guys who I am. Of course, the channel is Rock Candy Reseller. My name is Billy, and a little bit of my background. I used to own a record store in Santa Clarita, California, Valencia, Santa Clarita, in northern LA County, and closed that store down in 2012. And have basically not really been a full-time eBay reseller, but pretty close to it. I run another business out of my home, so I'm always here. So basically, since 2012, I've been selling the leftover stock from my store as well. I still continue to buy new vinyl. I'm always on the lookout for good pieces of used vinyl. And basically, my main thrust is anything music related. So, but anything that I find that I think is interesting or I can make a decent amount of money on, I will grab it. So, so that's really the gist of my store and what I've been doing since 2012. Now, 2020, over the past year, 2019 into 2020, my sales have been kind of going down a little bit. I've been buying less from my wholesalers because I have so much back inventory. I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 to 10,000 LPs, new and used. Probably like 5,000 or 6,000 CDs I'm trying to get through. Probably like 1,000 DVDs I need to go through. In addition, I still have tons of old stock t-shirts, posters, tons of things. And then I've also, because I'm a collector, some of the stuff, some of the vinyl is my personal collection that I'm getting rid of. I also have baseball cards. I have probably like 20 or 30,000 baseball cards that I'm going to start putting on the site. I've already started, but maybe I've got like 80 to 100 up. I don't even think I have that many up. But as with any record store, you have a lot of common items, records that will sell for $5 or $6 plus shipping, that kind of thing. So I need to really work hard getting those things up and listed, getting them. I test everything that I sell. I don't want to sell any crap to anybody. So I test it, make sure it plays well, grade it correctly, try my best to grade it correctly and accurately, and get that up there. So, but I'm also on the lookout, and over the course of this next year, I'm going to be focusing more on thrifting and retail arbitrage. That's worked really good for me over the years. I've just never done a lot of it. It's just kind of here and there. If I'm in Ross or something, getting something for myself, I'll maybe grab one or two things that I think will sell and throw those up there, and they always sell. So those are things I need to focus more on, high profit items that sell for more money than you know, a $5 or $6 record. So so that's what I will be doing over the course of my videos. You can watch me do it. I'm going to be showing you my numbers. I want to do like a weekly recap at the end of every week, show you what I've done, what my goals are for every week, every month, you know, and throughout the year. So so it should be interesting / fun to watch. So hopefully you subscribe, hit the like button, and you can follow along with me. So the rest of this video, I'm going to be going through some of the items that have sold. I'm starting this channel at the end of January 2020. So I filmed previously building up to this point. It took me a while to get the hang of editing and all that, so it took me a good week to get my intro video done, because I had never done anything like this. So learning a little bit of iMovie and how to put things together and edit, that took me longer than I thought it would. So some of these video clips I'll be showing here go back a week or two, just showing sales that I've made over the course of January 2020. So enjoy, leave some comments below. Again, if you subscribe, hit like, it really helps me out a lot. The link to my eBay store will be down in the description, so feel free to click on that, check out my store, purchase anything you like. Everything I show you in these videos has either sold, is currently for sale, or will be up in my store rather quickly. So if you have any questions about anything you see in these videos, just shoot me a comment. I'll do my best to reply as soon as I can. And there you go. So videos coming up. Okay, so why don't we start with what I sold today. So the first thing I sold is a John Denver album, a used John Denver album, Rocky Mountain High, I believe. And that is it right there. So this is going to be shipped out today. Sold a couple of CDs. Charlatans UK CD in great condition. A sealed Special Goodness CD featuring Pat Wilson from Weezer. And this is sealed old stock that I had at the store. I think it took me a while. Like I said, I closed the store in 2012. It took me a while to, because I have boxes and boxes of CDs and vinyl and all that. So as I go through stuff, obviously, I list it. So this one is still sealed. I think it's been up for probably like a year or so. And it sold for $6, including shipping. And then, like I said, I also have lots of DVDs. We used to sell new and used DVDs also. This is a used copy of Young Guns. Call me Young Guns! A little Bon Jovi for you. Actually, I don't think that was on this DVD. I think that was for Young Guns too. But anyway, hey, Billy the Kid was shot down in a blaze of glory, okay? Just so you know, don't forget that. Featuring the Estevez Sheen brothers, Emilio and Charlie. And that sold for, I think, like $4, free shipping, something like that. But over the weekend, I sold, I think, a total of 6 or 7 things. First one is this Ringo Starr album. And this is going to a international buyer in Australia. So I'm going to package that up. Okay, now the next item that I sold is an old copy of NME Icons. It's like a special edition magazine that was issued back in 2011, and it just features Dave Grohl and all the bands he's been in, obviously Foo Fighters, Nirvana, Scream, and Them Crooked Vultures, and basically it's a magazine all about Dave Grohl and all the bands he's been in. So obviously I bought that for myself in 2011, read it, I held on to it for a while, and then I think I put it up on eBay like a year ago, probably maybe even over a year ago. You know, obviously thinking Dave Grohl, Foo Fighter fans would want that back issue, and it finally sold for I think about $10. With horrible January is continuing, and I think I sold Today's a Saturday, and Fridays are usually a pretty good day for me. Friday nights, and then Saturday mornings. But today, I think I have a grand total of 4 things to ship out, like 2 records, a 7-inch, and 1 baseball card. So yeah, it's been a pretty brutal month so far. So first thing I sold is a Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young album. The So Far album, which is basically a greatest hits. Great album, of course, because it's all their great songs, their commercially great songs. And then I sold a Nick Drake album, which is also a reissue copy of Treasury, which is also a obviously a greatest hits of sorts. For Nick Drake, classic artist, great album. Let's go back to why I'm even filming this. I sold a baseball card, and I've been selling probably an average of 1 or 2 a day since I started listing them. And again, there's no high profit or anything like that. As I'm listing them, I started out great. Had them by, obviously I have them by sport. This is my baseball card box, and then I've got hockey, football, basketball, things like that. As I've been listing, I keep them segregated like that. And I was alphabetizing, but the other day I kind of lost my way, and so I might need to dig a little bit here to find my card that's sold. And thankfully that didn't take too long. I knew I had listed it relatively recently, and so this is the card that sold, and I immediately chuckled when I was listing this card, and I apologize to the Pohl family if anyone out there is watching, but Dick Pohl has to be the greatest porn name ever. Just saying. Dick Pohl, Boston Red Sox. My apologies to the Pohl family. Anyway, this card sold. This card sold for $1.75. The way that I've done them, the way that I'm selling them right now, is for any card or selection of cards that you buy that's under $8. I'm just shipping in a plain white envelope and with a stamp. So that shipping only cost me 55 cents. So on a $1.75 card, you know, my gross profit on that is $1.20. Again, nothing to write home about, but you know, like I said, I've got tens of thousands of these cards. Commons, you know, commons aren't going to sell for big money, so I'm not saying I'm going to make $1 plus on every single card, but it might average out to be that. You know, if last week I sold a $10 Robin Yount card, so it might average out to that, and that's kind of what I'm hoping in my head. If my average can be somewhere between, you know, making a profit of 75 cents to $1 a card at the end of the day, you're gonna have, like I said, a lot of commons that my profit's gonna be like 20 cents, 25 cents after shipping fees and all that kind of stuff. Again, a lot of you people out there, you're just like, no way would I even do that. But again, it's just sprinkling in a little bit of fun for me. It's just something fun. It's items that I have. They're just sitting in my closet. Tens of thousands of baseball cards, so they're already there. I don't have to really go do anything, except, you know, pour myself a cup of coffee, go grab a box and sort through it, and scan a handful of cards every day, and it does me no harm at all. I have X amount of free listings every month, so as long as I'm not encroaching on that, and I'm you know, clogging up my store with too many $1 items, then that's fine, in my opinion. So anyway, Dick Pohl on his way out. Is a brand new sealed copy of Radiohead's album, A Moon-Shaped Pool. Beautiful album. So now I'll show you how I package up new vinyl. And always use a LP mailer. don't use a pizza box. don't use a regular cardboard box. If you ship a lot of records, just buy these mailers. You can find them all over eBay and Amazon, and they're pre-scored. So I always use, for new vinyl, I always use an additional piece of cardboard behind it. So you have the mailer, you have an additional piece of cardboard, and you can also find these on eBay and Amazon, and they're pre-cut to the inside dimensions of the box. So it'll protect the record. That extra cardboard support will protect the corners also. Then I always throw I actually have my bubble wrap underneath where I have my camera. Then I also a sheet of bubble wrap over the top just to protect, just a little added protection for the sleeve. Then I grab another piece of cardboard and throw that over the top, so it makes a nice little sandwich. So you've got the box, cardboard, record, bubble wrap, cardboard. So it's a nice little sandwich that protects this from the back, from the front, and it also, like I said, protects the corners and the sides of the album from any damage. And then obviously the nice thing with these mailers is they're already pre-scored for multiple sizes, so they just fold in and protect your records real nice when you're shipping them out. And I keep saying this is how I package up new vinyl, because with used records that are in, let's just say VG to VG plus condition, you're not selling them for, a ton of, obviously some are more rare than others, so you're getting a higher price. My kind of rule of thumb is, if I sell a used, first of all, any new vinyl gets this packaging, because you want it to show up with sharp corners and you don't want any problems. Used vinyl, if I sell it for over $10, that's kind of my the number I use to warrant the heavier weight, because most records you can ship out for £1 or less, but when you add that extra cardboard, it makes it about £1.50 £1 4 ounces, something like that. So you're paying the higher shipping with that extra cardboard. So to keep shipping costs low on used vinyl that, let's just say you're selling it for like $3 plus shipping, $5 or $6, that extra $1, because as long as you can keep it £1 or under medium mail, it's a cost difference on my end of $3.27 over £1, 1 pound to 2 pounds, or $2.75 if it's £1 or under. So I always tape the corners of my LP mailers. This tape doesn't offer any protection, but it keeps my corners tight. And so if something heavy sits on here, the tendency is going to be to crush these corners or splay them out. And my hope is, whether it works or not, I don't know, I haven't had any complaints, is by taping these, it keeps them tight and hopefully prevents them from splaying out and flattening. So that's why I tape the corners here. And I always throw on a label. I'm sure the post office doesn't even look at that. But if they do, hopefully it gives them a little sense to use caution that it is a record. This is a record. Fragile phonograph records, please handle with care. Whether they look at that or not, I don't know. But I hope maybe someone there does. And then obviously my name of my store. And so it reminds the people where they ordered it from. And there you go. So this is how a new vinyl would get packaged. It's all nice and solid, ready to go. I'll print out the shipping label, and this one's ready to go. All right, so next I have a really big book about the band Rush. And we got the unfortunate news that their drummer, Neil Peart, just died. Peart. And immediately, I've had this book up for, I think, about a week. I bought it at a clearance, after Christmas clearance sale at Barnes & Noble. So I got it, I think, for more than 50% off, I believe. And I put it up, and it was up for about a week. And then he passed, or the news that he passed, and this book sold immediately. And that's also a tip out there for especially anybody that sells entertainment memorabilia, music memorabilia. That happened to me. I had a ton of Prince records and 45s that were just sitting for like over a year, some of the Prince items. And then he passed, and I didn't hear about it. And then all of a sudden, my phone was going crazy with notifications that stuff was selling. I opened it up and looked, and yeah, all my Prince stuff sold. So just a word of advice, not that I'm recommending gouging your customers or anything like that, but the demand for an artist, especially musicians, it seems like just skyrockets. Like somebody hears, hey, Prince died, all of a sudden it seemed like everyone rushed to eBay to buy anything that was Prince related. And so I missed out on, making some extra money on my items. Because then in the future, obviously you hear about someone passing, just throwing an extra 10%. Again, I'm not saying, hey, gouge your customers or anything like that, but you charge what the market will bear. And if demand is really high for an item, obviously you can charge more. And this is a business after all. So you want to make money and you want to maximize your profit. So just keep that in mind. If you have entertainment, pop culture items, and somebody passes, immediately those items become more valuable, even if it's just by $1 or $2. So it's just something to be aware of. Because just talking about that, when Prince passed, I sold, I think, about 10 items, like immediately within minutes. And if I would have been able to get a couple extra bucks per item, it's $20-$30. So not a big deal, but just a little word of advice. So anyway, so I sold this big, heavy coffee table book covering the touring history of the band Rush. That just sold. So obviously going to ship media mail. It's a book. So I have a box, an old box from a record distributor, and they shipped me a bunch of records. So because it's a really big, heavy book, and it's sold for, I think, 50 to $60, pretty valuable. I want to make sure it shows up to the customer in good shape. So this box in particular has built-in extra support. So I'm gonna have to cut this down a little bit to get the book in here so it fits nice. But I saw this box and I was like, oh, that'll be perfect. So I will cut this down a little bit, get the book set up in there, and get this thing ready to go. All right, so that's about it, I think, for this video. Basically, I'm just trying to lay the formation for what's going to be happening, try and catch us up to date. So as you saw, that was just a handful of things that I've sold, over the last few weeks of January. Now, moving into February, we're going to be starting fresh, covering more things, and give you more updates and more timely updates for sure, and be doing weekly reviews of what's sold, weekly recaps of what's sold, and yeah, it'll be great. So please subscribe, please hit like, please leave a comment if there's anything you saw that you like, anything that you'd like to see that I'm not doing. and look forward to seeing you again. Thanks a lot for taking the time and watching, and we'll see you again next time. Peace.